My, how the worm turns in the midst of the threats against foreign nationals in South Africa. Make no mistake, it's not simply illegals, criminal alien invaders who violated South Africa's sovereignty that Operation Dudela and March are targeting. They're targeting all foreign nationals. Now, you would think that the leader of March, Jacinta Ngobese-Zuma, would be coming out and publicly stating that this is not about those who are here legally. It's simply about those who violate our sovereignty. She says that, but she makes no effort to make a distinction between what her followers are saying on social media and what is happening in South Africa. This is a rather disturbing situation. Now, News Today from News 24 in an op-ed released that it turns out that in 2025, the woman who wants foreigners out of South Africa was herself a foreigner in the United States, invited here by our embassy under the International Visitors Leadership Program, the IVLP. Isn't that interesting? We paid thousands of dollars to bring her to America as a future leader of South Africa, a woman who's calling for the expulsion of people from her country and making no comment about her own followers making violent threats against all foreign nationals, those there legally and those there illegally, as well as against white South Africans who are citizens of the country and have been for 4 centuries. Shocking, to say the least, except it's not. This raises questions about the usefulness and the validity of the International Visitors Leadership Program, which we've had for decades. It's had different names. It had the Mandela Program. We've had YALI, the Young African Leaders Initiative. We've had these programs for a long time. And many well-known South Africans have come to America to be exposed to American culture, American politics, our political system, our economy, our educational system, science and research, things like that. Yet one has to question the usefulness when we bring people like this who have a deep hatred for foreigners. Why are we financing this? Is this an own goal on the part of the United States, bringing people like Jacinta Ngobese-Zuma to the United States? What exactly did she learn about the open society, the diversity of this country, the generosity of Americans, free speech, free movement? Apparently very little, as she's gone back to South Africa and as a failed radio presenter, yet we still brought her over here, now becomes the leader of a violent movement to expel foreign nationals. Now, her movement itself isn't violent. They don't claim violence. But far too many of her followers and those who support her organization are dedicated to violence. At least they threaten to be dedicated to violence. This is an organization that has given foreign nationals until the 30th of June to vacate South Africa. That doesn't sound like milk and honey. That doesn't sound like love and harmony. That doesn't sound like a welcoming organization. And this woman, according to an op-ed on News 24 today, came to America under the International Visitors Leadership Program last year. We paid for that, U.S. taxpayers. We brought these people to America. Wow. Talk about own goals. Talk about bad decisions. Now we can Monday morning quarterback that decision to bring her over here or how that was vetted. But the bottom line here is the hypocrisy of Jacinta Ngobese-Zuma, a failed radio presenter, threatening foreign nationals in South Africa, their very lives, giving them a 30 June deadline to vacate the country. She can say her organization is about peace and it's just about, helping the government get rid of undocumented illegal aliens. But why a deadline? Who are you to determine the foreign policy of South Africa? You're just a failed radio personality. And obviously an Afrophobe who's afraid of Africans. Now, let's be clear about this, as I've been all along. Anyone who enters a country illegally has no business being there. You cannot enter a country illegally. You certainly cannot build a business and live there and marry and intermix with people in a country where you've not entered legally. Criminal alien invaders are criminal alien invaders, whether they cross the Limpopo or the Rio Grande, and should be expelled by government in a legal process, not by violent thugs who threaten them. And for the March supporters who are threatening white South Africans with violence or expelling them, things are not going to go very well for you in the end. Eventually, the law will catch up with you. Not now, not while the ANC's ruling, but after the ANC's time has come and gone, people will come looking for you and prosecute you. What say you, South Africa? Mzansi. Cheers.